Hey everyone, it's David Michael. It's Saturday afternoon, and I have nothing else to add to that. I just got back from doing the rounds in my city, although I didn't do the full rounds today. Me and my wife went out and we hit a couple of select spots we like to hit on Saturdays. Doing the same old thing, digging for our respective things we collect. She scored big last night and I kind of didn't, and today I scored big and she didn't, so it kind of all leveled out. So that's how it works. Cheers, everyone. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more condensed today because I got, and I always say that, and then my videos kind of drag on because I have a case of diarrhea of the mouth, don't I? So I'm gonna get right to this. I had one find last night, and then today I had a really good haul. So I'm gonna get to what I found last night. This was at a thrift store in town. And if you saw this posted on the YouTube vinyl community, I apologize. I found a really kind of rare psych album by a band called Fox, and the album's called The Revolt of Emily Young on Decca 1970. I was vaguely aware of this album from, there's a psych page on Instagram that they post kind of rare psych albums, and I kind of recall them posting this one. And so when I saw it at the thrift store yesterday, it kind of rang a bell in my head of maybe this is something. So I picked it up, did a quick Google, and yeah, that is what it is. It's a fairly rare psych album. I have not heard it yet, although I sampled it online. It's kind of I don't know, one of those kind of what they call sunny pop psych albums. So it's not like Pink Floyd experimental psych. It's kind of like your sugary kind of pop psych, but I'm really looking forward to listening to it. And the reason why I haven't listened to it yet is, this is going to be blasphemy for some of you, I know this, is that I'm giving it a good wood glue cleaning at the moment, as you can see. And I don't wood glue albums as often as I used to. I kind of keep it for select things. Although the vinyl on this wasn't bad. You can kind of look at it, you can tell it's been sitting in someone's garage for 20, 30 years. So I'm giving it a good wood cleaning, and then I'll give it another spin clean, and I'll give it a listen tonight. And by the way, if you're very anti-wood gluing, don't bother commenting. That debate is long gone with people. So don't bother. If you don't believe, you don't believe. If you do believe, good for you. It's all personal preference. But like I said, when I first started wood gluing albums, I kind of went nuts, like a lot of people did. And you're blowing through glue left and right. And I kind of save it nowadays for things that I think are they really need it. So there you go. So that was the Fox, The Revolt of Emily Young. That was a really, really cool find last night. Okay, so here's my Saturday morning haul. I would love to lie to you and say these were $1, but they weren't. These were about $4 to $5 each. So I don't know where to start really. I'm gonna start with this one because this one I was personally most excited about. It's an original pressing in the die cut sleeve of Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak. And as you can see, and I was looking at it, I put the inner in wrong, so it kind of looks not like it should. There you go. Original Mercury Records pressing of Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy. And that was I don't have this on vinyl. So when I saw that this morning for $5, so that was really exciting. I didn't have that on vinyl. So although I'm going to try to speed through this video, I'm going to try to not talk as fast as I normally do. I think some people have commented that I might machine gun talk. So next find is Yngwie Malmsteen. Now I'm just taking the piss. Yngwie Malmsteen Odyssey. This is the one with Jolene Turner, ex of Rainbow, and he did an album with Deep Purple. This is his commercial album with the hit song Heaven Tonight. All these that I'm about to show you, I think most of these I actually do have, but the reason why I was so excited about this haul is the vinyl is, I mean, some of the covers, you know, I don't actually know. Actually, the covers are pretty good too. but the vinyl is incredibly clean. So $4 or $5 each. Even if I trade them or give them to friends, it's a complete win. So Yngwie Malmsteen Odyssey. And then I got 3 albums by the same band. These were $4 each. Doc and Under Lock and Key. That's an original Canadian pressing. Not that that's a big deal, but it allows me to say something while I awkwardly show you the vinyl, I guess. Doc and Tooth and Nail. And another Doc and album, Back for the Attack. So those were all part of this haul I had this morning at this little place I go to, and I don't really want to give it away. Although I don't think too many people in my city watch these videos, so really, but still. Kick-Axe, fine Canadian metal band, Vices. Sorry, I think a lot of American fans are turned on to this album. There's some metal podcasts that kind of originate out of the US that I've heard them name check Kick-Axe lately. So I thought it was kind of a Canadian thing, but they were signed to CBS Records, so I guess this album did kind of make its rounds around the world. So yeah, so that was part of that haul today. And I'm kind of kicking myself over the stuff I did leave. I didn't want to kind of be a vinyl pig. I kind of wanted to kind of pay it forward and leave some stuff for some other people. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff I left behind that I probably could have grabbed at $4 or $5 a piece and had some good traders. But so I hope whoever found those after I left today, I hope they had a nice surprise like I did today. So that's my little bit of good karma today, I think. So I guess the next 3 I found there, I guess they get called punk. But now when you look back at them, it's kind of just almost like power punk, really. I found Generation X. I believe this is their first album with Ready, Steady, Go, Kiss Me Deadly. I don't see Generation X albums in my city for, if you find them for about $15, $20, that's a good bargain. But that was about, I think this one was $5 today, actually, to be honest with you. So that was a nice find. And the next 2, unless you're Canadian, and kind of familiar with kind of 70s punk history, these might be meaningless to you, but I want to show them because they're personal favorite albums of mine or favorite bands. And I do have these already, but I have someone in mind to either trade it with or kind of maybe as a gift. The first is probably my favorite, overall my favorite Canadian punk band, although they were kind of classified as punk in the late 70s, late 70s. They had more melody than punk bands had, and they had more musicianship than punk bands had. So although they got lumped into there, and all the gigs they played were kind of the punk gigs, to me they were always more than that. And in fact, when they played my city, 80, 81, I was too young, I didn't go, but I know friends of mine who were older, they did go. They were opening up for Gary Newman, so that kind of tells you they were playing the punk shows, and then they were kind of playing the new wave shows. They kind of met in the middle a bit. So it's a band called the Diodes. This is their 3rd album, I believe, Action Reaction. You might know their song, Tired of Waking Up Tired, and if you don't know that song, please YouTube it. Do yourself a favor. I think the video that's on YouTube is a live video that was shot in New York City at the Peppermint Lounge, the famous venue in New York City. And that kind of gives you an indication of what the Diodes are like. Although that live video doesn't really represent how they sound on vinyl, because the live video of them on YouTube playing that song back in the day, it's a little bit more stripped down. Anyways, the Diodes, one of my favorite bands, Action Reaction, and this is a fantastic album that kind of flew under the radar after they kind of got dumped by CBS Records at the time, but an incredibly stellar album. And then the last one, like I said, keeping to my promise, it's under 10 minutes. Another Canadian punk band, but like I said, you listen to them now and they don't fall into the trappings of that cliched punk sound of late 70s, early 80s. Is Teenage Head some kind of fun? I had the pleasure of booking Teenage Head in my city. It was right before the lead singer passed away. I think it was either their last or second last show they ever played before he died a few years ago. And I had a great afternoon hanging out with them, with Gord and Frankie Venom, the lead singer. And it was a fantastic show. And that was the great thing about booking bands at this venue. It was kind of an odd time. I was a single dad, and I had 3 jobs, and 2 of them were at this live venue. I was DJing, and I was the head booker booking bands. And then I worked at the record store. A lot of people know that that's what I did. Trying to raise my son by myself at the time. And one of the fun things is if you're a head booker and you have enough successful shows, you kind of, you get they kind of loosen the reins a bit and let you kind of have some fun and take a risk on bands you want to bring in. And I was allowed to bring in a lot of bands I never saw because I was too young. So a lot of punk rock bands I loved when I was young, Canadian bands like the Pointed Sticks and Teenage Head, and I was able to kind of co-present the Buzzcocks and things like that. So those were fun times, and that kind of so when I find Teenage Head and Diodes albums and bands like that, it kind of really brings back fond memories of being the head booker and DJ in that club, and being able to bring in all these bands that I just fantasized about bringing in. Is like I could make videos and videos and videos about all these bands that I was able to bring in, and thankfully they were very successful shows, so I was able to book right up until the venue got bought out by a developer, and it got torn down, and that was it for that. So yeah, those are my finds this morning, and I'm on this really hot streak of going out Friday night. If it doesn't happen Friday night, it's Saturday morning. I have a really good haul, so I'm going to kind of keep to the tradition of whatever I'm doing, and hopefully next week I can have a similar haul, because I think it was last week I had that metal haul with Grim Reaper and Vinnie Vincent and those ones, and this week I have another metal haul and some punk albums and Thin Lizzy. So anyways, keeping true to my word, I'm going to keep this brief today. I want to thank everyone who's been watching my videos. If you watched the last one I did on Frup or Froop, I didn't expect anyone to watch it, and so the fact that some people did click on it and might have caught a little bit of what I was talking about, that's really cool. So thank you for watching, as always. I'll probably see you midweek, and we'll see what else I have then. So take care, everyone. This has been David Michael from the Vinyl Community. Cheers, everyone.